Hey, I'm Jason Knight, and welcome to my studio. A bunch of broke-ass knife makers call it shop, but I don't call it that way. I call it studio. This is Curtis's mess. I leased part of the shop to Curtis. He's a good kid, but he don't know how to clean shop or clean the other parts of the shop. Over here, you'll find the least favorite tool in the shop. It's the round linen spinning polishy wheel, which I don't use for anything. That's not something I use at all. Steel. Oh, if anybody wants to see, this is important. A lot of people think that they know what W2 is. It looks like this or square blocks. There's an actual mountain of W2 in Alaska. I've been there, I've seen it. This is how real W2 comes, and if you don't have it looking like this, then you don't have it. There. The dual-sided leg vise stand thing. Brought to you by Asheville IPA. All right, I have one of my favorite tools here is the Ken vertical air blast kiln. I was a little skeptical at first when I got this, but once I did, it is really handy. It's super cool, especially for chef's knives because they just hang in there. They're not touching anything. That's really nice. This is for lunch. This is a toaster oven that I got from Target, but it works really good for tempering blades and making like a sandwich or something. Like you want to warm your sandwich up, you can use that. Big Blue Air Hammer. I had to pay my $200 tax stamp and wait 6 months to get the suppressor for this thing. So it doesn't make any noise. Mine's totally silent. A lot of people don't have a silent hammer. I do. The wall of hammers, the wall of tongs and hammers are on the floor because somebody didn't put them away. Blades in various stages of being finished. And that's all I have to say about that. A lot of shops have a fancy bathroom, and I do too. It's right here, this orange bucket. Okay, that's a joke. That's not really true. We have chili forges. We use chili forges in the shop. This is, my anvils are all antiques. This is 1927, and I know it's 1927 because I'm pretty sure it says it right there. It says 1927. So this is from 1927. I know that. That is a petting house. That is from the 30s. There's another petting house over here. This one is from the 60s sometimes. You can look at the markings on these things to find out what year they're from. Big Blue 110 hammer, Big Blue 50-ton press. I helped some design features on this. It's quiet too. It's because we put the pump down in the reservoir. Welding station. So I like Miller. This is a MIG TIG stick, so that means I can MIG, I can TIG, and I can stick. Oh, this used to be at my old shop. This was the fire-breathing dragon. If you go back on my Facebook, you can see that in action. I really want to run this like we were talking about, like MTV Cribs. Don't cut this far because it's funny. But I'm not going to because I'm working on not saying mother this whole year. So here's a really janky station here. So this is a scientific table that I really liked, and I did not want to do any of this stuff to it. I want to have a super cool little table with this cool top, but because I added another grinder on that station, I just put these over here for temporary. This is a hydraulic saw that right now has been taken apart because my buddy Jeremy Ritchie needs to come back up here and fix this thing because I don't even have a clue. I'll make Tristan do it because he knows how to do it. Northridge tool grinder, good grinder. Wilmot grinder, the ultimate grinder in the universe. Only a real Sith Lord has one of these. It's red and black, you know, just like you would have if you were a Sith like me. A lot of unfinished knives. If the steel doesn't rust, then it's probably not worth a damn. I'll steal Russ, just so you know. Bandsaw, this is for wood and micarta, not G10. G10 cannot be cut on this, but somebody already did it, and I know that because the bandsaw blade is dull. This is a vise that came from, this is the only thing I have that actually I think belonged to my grandfather. There's Ryan's little flat ass right there. Here's a square column mill that I forgot how to use. In the last couple years, I started making more and more full tang knives with bolsters and integrals. I like integrals better. I do still use the mill. I do still some hidden tang knives, but it's not super interesting to me, but it has a DRO and all that. It's handy. I'm not a machinist. I just cut it. You know, I run that like an Etch-a-Sketch. I don't measure stuff. Crappy drill press, good drill press, but unfortunately, 20 years old, I've worn it out. Here's something that's really cool. This is the most powerful hammer in the shop. I would let you hold it, but it would go straight to the floor. You wouldn't be able to hold it. It weighs about 6 metric tons. And Lily hammer, if you don't have one, get one. These things hit really hard. What else do I have cool to show? Oh, if you want to find bronze, this is bronze. This is all bronze pin stock. I like this for pins. It's actually bronze brazing rod, but I use it for pin stock, and I found this at the scrapyard. But you weren't supposed to know that, but now you do. This is a sandblast cabinet from, I can't block the name out. It's made in the United States, which makes it cost twice as much, but it should be twice as good. I got a lot of big fans. This is one of them. That's a corny joke. That's Curtis's junky ass mess over there. And we'll go in here and see if old bad kitty's in here. Gosh, this is a terrible room. So what's really terrible about this shop is I have a whole crew of feral people, feral children that work in the shop with me. 2 of them are in their early 20s. There's a 22-year-old, there's 2 22-year-olds and 1 17-year-old, and one of them is a clean freak, is a very organized, and the rest of them are. This guy's a hoarder, obviously. That's not me. That's Curtis. This is an organized hoarder, and this person over here is pretty much clean, except all the garbage on there is not mine. It's hers. That's one of my bicycles. I'm a bicycle collector. Ooh, speaking of that person. And that's about it. So we go this way. This isn't my box, but why is my wood in that box? It's weird. Wednesday Adams owns this table. And this is the back door. And that's my orange truck, which is the same color as normalizing 1500 degrees. So see y'all later.